Uh, Hello everyone. Welcome back to the video on my channel. So I'm going to continue reading chapter 18 of the first book of Left Behind series, Left Behind. You can see the book right here. Yes, I'm going to continue reading the book and finish chapter 18. I'm up to page 334. So let's continue then. Pardon? The attackers are dead of heart attacks. I hadn't heard that. Yes, and the Uzi did not jam. It is in perfect working order. Nikolai seemed transfixed by the images. He continued to watch as he talked. I wondered what you thought of my choice for press secretary. I was stunned. I thought you might be. Look at this. The preachers never touched either of them. What are the odds? Were they scared to death? Was that it? The question was rhetorical. Buck didn't answer. Carpathia exclaimed, the least articulate Buck had ever heard him. Strange indeed. There is no question Plank can do the job, though. Don't you agree? Do you agree? Plank can do the job, though. Do you agree? Of course. I hope you know you've crippled the weekly. Ah, I have strengthened it. What better way to have the person I want at the top? Buck shuddered at the relief that when Carpathia looked away from the TV at last. This makes me feel just like Jonathan Stonagel maneuvering people to positions. He laughed, and Buck was pleased to see that he was kidding. Did you hear what happened to Eric Miller? Buck asked. Your friend from Seaboard Monthly. No, what? Drowned last night. Carpathia looked shocked. You do not say. Dreadful. Listen, Mr. Carpathia. Buck, please, call me Nikolai. I'm not sure I'll be comfortable doing that. I just wanted to apologize for bringing this girl up to meet you. She's just a flight attendant, and nobody's just anything, he said, taking Buck's arm. Everyone is of equal value regardless of their station. Carpathia led Buck to the door, insisting that he be introduced. Hottie was appropriate and reserved, though she giggled when Carpathia kissed her on each cheek. He asked her about herself, her family, her job. Buck wondered if he had ever taken a Carnegie course on how to win friends and influence people. Cameron, Dr. Rosenzweig whispered, telephone. Buck took it to the other room. In the other room, it was Marge. I hope you'd be there, she said. You just got a call from Carolyn Miller, Everett's wife. She's pretty shook up but really wants to talk to you. I can't call her from here, Marge. We'll get back to her as soon as you get a minute. What's it about? I have no idea, but she's on a desperate. Here is her number. When Buck reemerged, Carpathia was shaking hands with Hottie and then kissed her hand. I am charmed, he said. Thank you, Mr. Williams. And Miss Durham, it shall be my pleasure to shut our paths cross again. Buck ushered her out and found her nearly overcome. Some guy, huh? He said. He gave me his number, she said, nearly squealing. His number. Hottie showed Buck the business card Nikolai had handed her. It showed his title as President of the Republic of Romania, but his address not bureaucrat as one would expect. It was the Plaza Hotel, his suit number, phone number, and all. Buck was speechless. Carpathia had penciled in another number, not at the Plaza, but also in New York. Buck memorized it. We could eat at the PanCon Club, Hottie said. I don't really want to see this pilot at 1, but I think I will just to brag about meeting Nikolai. Oh, but now it's Nikolai, isn't it? Buck managed, still shaking my Carpathia's business card, trying to make someone jealous. Something like that, she said. Would you excuse me for a second, he said. I need to make a call before you head back. Hottie waited in the lobby while Buck ducked around the corner and dialed Carolyn Miller. She sounded horrible, as if she had been crying for hours and hadn't slept, which was no doubt true. Oh, Mr. Williams, I appreciate your calling. Of course, ma'am, and I'm so sorry about your loss. You remember that we've met? I'm sorry, Mrs. Miller, refresh me, on the presidential yacht 2 summers ago. Certainly. Forgive me. I just didn't want you to think we never met, Mr. Williams. My husband called me last night before heading for the ferry. He said he was tracking a big story at the Plaza and had to run into you. True. He told me a crazy story about how you two had a wrestling match or something over an interview with this Romanian guy who spoke at... Also true. It wasn't anything serious, ma'am. Just a disagreement. No hard feelings. That's how I took it. But that was the last conversation I'll ever have with him, and it's driving me crazy. Do you know how cold it was last night? Nippy, as I recall, Buck said, puzzled at her abrupt changes of subject. Cold, sir. Too cold to be standing outside on the ferry, wouldn't you say? Yes, ma'am. And even if he was, he's a good swimmer. He was a champion in high school. All due respect, ma'am, but that had to be, 30 years ago? But he's still a strong swimmer. Trust me, I know. What are you saying, Mrs. Miller? I don't know, she shouted, crying. I don't know, she shouted, crying. I just wondered if you could shed any light. I mean, he fell off the ferry and drowned? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't to me either, ma'am, and I wish I could help, but I can't. I know, she said. I was just hoping. Ma'am, is someone with you, watching out for you? Yes, I'll be okay. I'm okay. I have family here. I'll be thinking of you. Thank you. Buck could see Hottie in her reflection. She seemed patient enough. He called a friend at the telephone company. Alex, do me a favor. Can you still tell me who's listed if I give you a number? As long as you don't tell anybody I'm doing it. You know me, man. Go ahead. Buck recited the number he had memorized from the card Carpathia had given Hottie. Alex is back to him in seconds, reading off the information as it scrolled to his computer screen. New York, UN, administrative offices, Secretary General's office, unlisted private line, bypass the switchboard, bypass the secretary. Okay? Okay, Alex. I owe you. Buck was lost. He couldn't make any of this compute. He jogged out to Hadi. I'm going to be another minute, he said. Do you mind? No. As long as we can get back by 1. Get back by 1. No telling how long that pilot will wait. He's got his daughter with him. Buck turned back to the phones, glad he had no interest in competing with Carpathia or this pilot for Hadi Durham's affection. He called Steve. Marge answered he was short with her. Hey, it's me. I need Plank right away. Well, have a nice day yourself, she said, and rang him through. Steve, he said quickly, your boy just made his first mistake. What are you talking about, Buck? It's your first job to be announcing Carpathia's new Secretary General? Silence. Steve, what's next? You're a good reporter, Buck. The best. How did this get out? Buck told him about the business card. That doesn't sound like Nikolai. I can't imagine it was an oversight. Must have been on purpose. Maybe he's assuming this Durham woman is too dizzy to figure it out, Buck said, or that she wouldn't show me. But how does he know she won't call the number too soon and ask for him there? As long as she waits till tomorrow, Buck, he'll be all right. Tomorrow? You can't use this, all right? Are we off the record? Steve, who do you think you're talking to? Are you working for Carpathia already? You're still my boss. You don't want me to run with something. You just tell me. Remember? Well, I'm telling you. The Kalahari Desert makes up much of Botswana, where Secretary General Ngumo is from. He returns there tomorrow, hero, having become the first leader to gain access to the Israelite fertilizer formula. And how did he do that? By stellar diplomacy, of course. And he cannot be expected to handle the duties of both the UN and Botswana during this strategic moment in Botswana history, right, Steve? And why should he when someone is so perfectly suited to step right in? We were there Monday, Buck. Who's going to oppose this? Don't you? I think it's brilliant. You're going to be a perfect press secretary, Steve, and I had to accept your old job. Good for you. Now you'll send this till tomorrow. You got it? Promise. Will you tell me one more thing? If I can, Buck. What did Eric Miller get too close to? What lead was he tracking? Steve's voice became hollow, his tone flat. All I know about Eric Miller, he said, is that I got too close to the railing on the Staten Island ferry. Okay, so that's Chapter 18 of Left Behind, the first book of Left Behind series, Left Behind, Chapter 18, Part 2. Take care, everybody. Another video from my Storytime channel.